Hi everyone, I'm going to go over what kind of supplies you need in hand for taking online yoga. So as I'm preparing to offer my classes online, and also there's a bunch of free classes on YouTube, or there's a bunch of yoga apps, I want to help you get prepared for having that at-home setup that's going to set you up for success in your journey. So first things first, something that you are going to need are yoga blocks. Um, I've done many classes without them, and it's really hard to find classes online that don't use blocks in a way that you're going to need them. They help bring the floor to you. So if you have tight hamstrings and it's hard for you to forward fold with your hands all the way down to the mat, this is going to help you significantly. And there's a bunch of different levels that you can use that's available for you. I personally like these foam ones, especially when we're doing a supported bridge or, a pose where we're sitting on them. It's a lot more comfortable when they're foam. But if you are more heavy set, you have bad balance, you might want to look into getting the cork ones. They're a lot more sturdy and stable. But again, you can test these things out by going to yoga studios and seeing what you like. So definitely get blocks, and you can get them anywhere between $3 to $15 for the foam ones, and the corkscrews are a bit more. But if you need that, then invest in your at-home studio so that you're comfortable with your practice. Um, and the next thing that I feel is more optional, especially in vinyasa classes, um, when you get to yin classes, you probably want to start looking for yoga bolsters. They come in all kinds of different shapes and sizes. You can make them, you can use a pillow. There's all kinds of options depending on your flexibility, your body type, and what you're after, what kind of poses you're getting into. Um, and they're pretty easy to clean. Like, I have this yoga bolster, and you just unzip it, and then this part comes out, and then you wash this part. So it is something you can also bring with you to class. If you're doing a class with me and you prefer to have your own yoga bolster, by all means, you can bring it. But I feel like that's more optional because personally, I don't see anything wrong with letting gravity bring you down towards the mat, and this could get in the way of stretching further, but it is comfy, so depends on what you're after. The next thing that you are going to need, especially if you're not very flexible, is a yoga strap. I like to use these for supine splits. Just placing it on the middle section of the foot, lifting the leg up, and then allowing that to help bring it in closer to you. Also, if you're doing standing splits and you don't have that big flexibility, these also come in handy. And even for cow face pose, reaching on the back. But you can, if you really don't want to get a strap, you can use a rag for that, or a towel to help bring you closer. So it can be optional, but these do come in handy. And to help protect your wrist and your knees, there are pads. I have these ones, and you can just stack them on top of each other. We don't really need them a lot here at the gym because we're already practicing on this nice cushion mat. But at home, if you're on hardwood floors and you just have a thin mat, you might want to look into getting these for your I don't have an example for a blanket, but there's also an option for blankets for the same purpose to help protect your wrist and your knees and just make it more comfy for you so you have an extra cushion. Typical yoga studios will have Mexican yoga blankets. They're super soft, really wonderful, but any blanket will do. So if again you're trying to keep it cheap, you can just use a regular blanket to help cushion when you need to. And of course, you're going to want your own yoga mat. There's all kinds of different widths of yoga mats. I just practice on these standard ones, but you can look into getting thicker ones. They've got really thick mats depending on what kind of floor you're exercising on, and there's different lengths too. So if you're a tall person, you might want to look into investing in a mat that fits your entire body. I have a pretty standard yoga mat and it fits me. I'm about 5'6", so there's different lengths and sizes for yoga mats. And of course, for me, I love candles. I just love these like little electric candles, and they just make class so much better. And they're really great for a focal point, a focus point when we're doing balances on our legs. You just really gotta focus on something to help you find your balance. These are really great for that. So those are the things that I recommend that you invest in, and you get things that are nice